This is
What is up?
Weeknights.
What is it? What?
Tell us we ain't got no energy. You know what I'm saying? On a Thursday.
Ooh, the ghetto.
You know what I mean? Except right towards the end of the week.
Sometimes you got to.
That's right. So, this is Weeknights. I am JD, aka He Who Pods, aka him with the glare everywhere.
We're gonna call you. We're gonna call you rear view mirror.
I like that. AKA Rearview Mirror, AKA the reader. You know what I'm saying?
The reader.
Only one who reads up here for multiple reasons, but the
For
reader, you
multiple
know what I mean?
reasons. They probably think I can't.
Don't listen. I can't even say what I want to say because we too early into the episode. So I'm gonna say F what they think.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm Dash.
Curse word what they think.
Exactly. All the
Tell them
curse
about your
words.
AKAs.
I'm Dash, aka Dashing D, aka the real king of R&B, aka cool grandma, but not really, aka Vamoose.
That was the slowest Van Moose in history.
I haven't disappeared in a while, but here I am.
Yeah, that wouldn't have disappeared. That was the elevator going down.
I know it was kind
Nigga
of a
said,
little.
he said, "Beep."
It was intentional. Yeah, that's me.
That's all right. That was funny.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, let's get to business. You're gonna try to pull another 25-minute episode fit. You know what I
Hey,
mean? Tired of giving me all these hours and hours and hours, and I'm
exactly.
sure they don't want all these hours either. So let's get to the Hall of Fame. More specifically, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yep.
So, you want to start with the inductees or the nominees?
Let's start with the inductees. Let's talk about the people who made the cut. There were, I believe, 15 people, if I'm not mistaken, who were originally nominated, but everybody does not make the cut. So these are the people who did make it and will be inducted in 2024.
That's right. So, I'm not reading it by section. I'm just going to go through the list
Yeah,
because they have it by category, and I'm not doing that. So, top of the list, right on the top of the website, no cap. You know what I mean? I don't want them to think because we love the thighs that we being, discriminatory or biased is at the top of their website.
Right, but we are discriminatory and biased when it comes to Mary J. Blige, so y'all just gonna have to deal with that because let's just be serious.
That's true.
We love us some
You're right.
baby, and we love her thighs too. And we don't only love her thighs. I want to be clear. We love all of her, but the thighs are great.
It's all of me.
Right. Who else is on the
Now, back to the list. You got Mary J. Blige,
Wonderful.
Cher, Dave
Do
Matthews
you
Band,
believe in life after love?
Foreigner, Peter Frampton, Kool and the Gang, Ozzy Osbourne, A Tribe Called Quest, Jimmy Buffett, Buffet,
All right. God, what is wrong with you?
a lot, MC5, Dionne Warwick, Big
Dion.
D, Big
Big
D.
Dion, okay? If you know, you know.
That's right, Norman Whitfield, Alexis Corner, John Mayall, Big Mama Thornton. Holler if you hear me.
Yeah.
Big Mama Thornton.
It's a good
Okay?
list. Oh, is that the last one?
There's someone named Suzanne DePass. who seems to be melanated, but I do not know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
She is getting a specific award by herself. Ahmet at Ertegun Award. I don't know who that is. Let me hit her bio.
Yeah.
It says she paved the way for women in the music business as one of the first leading female executives. With nearly 6 decades in the entertainment field, trailblazer Suzanne DePass paved the way for women in the business as one of the first leading female executives. From DePass's extraordinary 20 years with Motown to her successful tenure heading DePass Entertainment, she has used her passion, persistence, and vision to triumph in a male-dominated industry. Born in Harlem, New York, Suzanne DePass began her career as the talent coordinator at New York City night spot, the Cheetah Club.
Okay. That's cool. Good for her. Good for
Yeah,
her.
there's a lot of there's like four more paragraphs. I'm not gonna read them all,
We
but
don't need
yes,
we don't need all of that. We didn't even do that for Mary, so I just feel like,
We don't need to read who Mary is.
I'm just saying Mary's our fave. We didn't read a bunch of paragraphs about Mary, so we good
Gotcha.
on that. But that's
Right, favoritism to the front.
yeah, oh, I mean, I'm not I'm not this is our podcast.
Right. So congratulations to all the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees, the people who made it, the people who will be in the Hall of Fame.
Very talented people on that list.
Yes,
Hmm.
I agree. I think it's very cool.
Yeah.
Some of the people that they got up there.
Some of the
But
people
they're
who,
you first.
I was gonna say some of the people who didn't make it this round, and just to be clear, they can be nominated again. There are people who have been nominated multiple times before they've been inducted into the Hall of Fame. I don't know what the measurement is. I don't know how they determine who gets inducted versus who does not of the nominees. So we don't have
Yeah, I don't think that's like something really publicly spoken about.
right.
We just always hear the list and either care or don't care.
I'm assuming that there is maybe some sort of voting system among the members, people
Yeah.
who are former inductees. But I don't know for sure. I haven't done the research, but I think it's important for us to talk about the people who were nominated but not selected because they are some amazing names also. So
And let's get to that list.
take it away.
Here are your 2024 nominees that are not making it. Top of the list. I didn't make this list, by the way. Mariah Carey,
Ooh,
Jane's
me.
Addiction,
Mm-hmm.
Sade,
What?
Sinead O'Connor,
Sinead O'Connor.
Sinead O'Connor,
Yeah.
Oasis,
Mm-hmm.
Lenny Kravitz,
No, I love me some Lenny. Okay, I love me some Lenny. I mean, I don't have any issues with anybody on the list, but Lenny Kravitz has a special place in my heart. I love me some Lenny. I'm
but
man,
his music or like him, the person
his
and the persona.
his persona.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because I'm asking because I feel like today that's what more people know him for,
yeah,
and more people attach themselves to or are fans of. Uh, because I know some people who are Lenny Kravitz fans and probably can't name two Lenny Kravitz songs, but it's not the music that they're fans of, more so him being a fashion icon and other things.
yeah.
A sex symbol, you know.
Yes, he's definitely a sex symbol.
Yeah. Uh, and last on the list is the duo Eric B and Rakim.
Let me ask you something. So
I'm a microphone fiend.
I was not gonna ask you that.
That's an Eric B and Rakim reference.
I know, but I wasn't gonna ask you that. So what I was going to ask you is, so as far as I know, it's not based on this person is better than that person, right? Like, from what I understand about this. But
Okay.
let's throw that out the window because we're two people on a podcast and it's interesting to talk about these things.
Okay.
Do you think that a Tribe Called Quest should be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before Eric B. and Rakim?
Okay, so here's my thing with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Number one, I don't know why people still care about it. It's not the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. It's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's not us.
I think that's why. I think that's why it matters to people.
But I think that's part of it being weird. I always celebrate the people who are in there because I know to them it's a big deal and to the music business it's a big deal.
It's a big honor in music.
Yeah, but it's not us. So it's always weird to me that, okay, pause. Let me take a step back. For people who know how I feel about awards in the music industry, then you know why I'm saying this. But for people who don't, let me give some context.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of the people watching this may have just found us, maybe new to what we do, or maybe just stumbled upon this on YouTube.
There they go.
What I'm saying,
They looking for Harvey.
you're funny. Um, I'll wait till the siren passes in case it is on the pod. But usually we are able to get rid of it with the background noise.
So when I say
Um,
they're looking for Diddy and they're looking for Harvey, nobody knows what I mean.
I don't think so. I think it's just us laughing.
I'm gonna stop saying
Oh, yeah.
because
If you listen back,
they gotta be in on
yeah,
the joke with us. It don't mean anything if it's just me and you laughing at. They coming for Diddy. It just doesn't.
yeah, if
It
you listen
doesn't.
back half the time, you can't hear the sirens.
Oh well, it's loud over here, so I always
Yeah, it
assume that
is.
everyone can hear it. But
Yeah, nah. With the way we filter our audio,
yeah.
half the time you can't hear it. Anyway, um, my issue with award shows is the award shows are less about the artist and more about the platform. And these platforms do whatever they want. We've seen time and time again where people who should quote unquote win awards
Mm-hmm.
are snubbed, not recognized, etc. So there's people who will have arguably the best album of the year and won't even be nominated, right? According to their standards. So for example, you'll have somebody like Nicki Minaj, who we've discussed, who has not won Grammys and she's over here breaking records, right?
Yeah.
So um it's weird and I don't really respect award shows, period. At large, I feel like they're more about industry politics and relationships than anything else. And I feel that way about award shows across the board, right? Now, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a little bit different, but not really, because it still is predicated on a lot of those same things. And they don't go in chronological order. They just induct who they want to induct. So there are people who are already inducted, like Jay-Z, but Eric B. and Rakim are not there yet. And Kool and the Gang is just getting there. It's really weird to me, and I don't give a is it past 15 minutes? I don't give a F about about who's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think it's a nice thing to be able to say.
Yeah.
I don't know how it benefits the artist. I don't know, is it like a Grammy that you get more money? Or is it just an accolade to like put up a plaque on your wall or something? Um,
I think it has
but
that
what I
cat. Sorry, I was going to answer your question.
got
I think I think that it has that cachet, right? It's kind of like the Grammys where it's that, at the peak of your career, like this is of all the things that you encounter throughout your career, the Grammys, the whatever other award shows, MTV, BET, whatever, wherever CMAs, whatever, it could be, a lot of different things. But I think and those are the ones that you encounter regularly throughout your career. But then you get to a point in your career where like maybe your peak has happened, and either you're still like Mary J. Blige, still making music, still putting out albums. Um, but for a lot of these people, like things have slowed, or they haven't made music in a long time, or something like, or they do other things now, whatever. I feel like this is kind of like one of the like final destination sounds weird, but like one of the destinations when it comes to um the having that respect of your peers, kind of like how the Walk of Fame in Hollywood is, right? Like it's it's made such a big deal, but when you think about the process, it's not exactly, you know, it seems a lot more frivolous when you think about the process than what most lay people probably think of it, right? Most people probably think of it, oh my gosh, you're getting a star on the Walk of Fame, not realizing that you gotta actually enter yourself into the running for this and pay dues to get it, right? So I think that this is just one of those things. I I think especially if it's that the voting process is of past inductees. I think that there is something to be said about being voted in by your peers, people who are of the same caliber or similar caliber as you as an artist. I'm not saying that I think that it's important, but I think to some of these artists, it probably is very important. Um, so I think, and I think that's kind of what we battle with all the time. Like sometimes we sit here and we defend them and talk about how they don't need this, or this is not really like this is not representative of the audiences that they serve. But I think to an artist to make it in is a big deal, whether it matters to us or not. So I don't know. That's just my little that I think it's kind of like even with the Grammys, like, and to your point, the Grammys does create more opportunities for people, right? But when you're talking about people who have been around for a million years, I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's just the what's the word? The satisfaction of being a part of something like that. Um and maybe it doesn't mean much to some of them, but I think it probably means a lot to some others. And I think that's okay. I think it's fine when something so huge and something so far reaching celebrates an artist. I think that that's there's something to be said about that. I don't think it has to happen. I don't think it shows their worth. Look, Mariah Carey was not selected this go round. That's wild to me. You good over there?
I have answers.
Okay.
Um, but before that, I understand what you're saying. My problem is my hunch has always been it's not really their peers. That it is one people involved in rock, not in hip hop or R&B,
Mm-hmm.
and two that we're not really speaking about melanated people making these decisions. So first, let me read what Botanica says. That's what popped up on Google initially. Botanica, like the encyclopedias for old people who remember them. It says
Used to
musicians
pick up like
become eligible.
and
Exactly. It says musicians become eligible for induction into the Hall of Fame 25 years after the release of their first recording. The foundation's nominating committee, made up of rock historians, selects nominees each year in the performer category, who are then voted upon by an international body of some 500 rock experts. That is what Botanica says. But there was a Q&A in 2016 that gives a little more information, and I'd like to read that, just a piece of it here. So it says, part of the frustration is that the process isn't the most transparent in the world. Yet, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame CEO, so this is a business, Greg Harris, saw fit to provide a bit of clarity last week. During a Q&A session at the City Club of Cleveland on Friday, Harris was asked how artists are inducted into the Rock Hall. His answer was pretty detailed. Harris said there is a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominating committee that consists of roughly 24 people. The members of the committee are supposed to remain top secret to prevent artists from lobbying them. However, our friends over at Rock Legends list the members of 2016 nominating committee, which include, according to the website, Chairman John Landau, journalist David Freck, Stephen Van Zandt, Amir Questlove Thompson, Tom Morello, Paul Schaefer, Robbie Robertson, and several others.
So Questlove is the one rooting for everybody black.
And that, my friend, is exactly what I'm talking about. The committee then has, and this is part of my beef, because isn't Jay-Z in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Well, they didn't list everybody, and I believe he is. But there's a lot of
No,
people
he
that
is. We announced it last year. It was Jay-Z and LL Cool J.
right, and there's a lot of people
That
we
I
know
remember.
and love that are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at this point.
Okay. It says, regardless, Harris says each member of the committee gets two nominating artists. No. Harris says each member of the committee gets to nominate two artists for induction, bringing the total to around 50, give or take. An artist is eligible 25 years after the release of their first album. The committee then has an open discussion behind closed doors about those artists, narrowing down the list to 15 nominees.
Right, which is what
Ballots are. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
which are all the people that we listed out. It was a total of 15. But yeah.
Ballots are then sent to more than 600 historians, members of the music industry, and artists, including every living Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee.
Okay.
And the 5 performers receiving the most votes become that year's induction class. Since 2012, the voting process has also included a fan vote with the top 5 vote getters comprising one ballot that is thrown into the mix. Each of the past 4 top acts in the fan poll has been inducted. There are also specialty categories that don't get voted on by the 600 members of the voting pool, such as that last award that I said, Early Influencers, and the Award for Musical Excellence.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, you raise valid points. I think we know that a lot of things in America are skewed
Business
heavily,
as usual.
uh, you know, and lean heavily white. So, I I mean, I'm that's not surprising. I think that's why a lot of the other entertainment spaces like the Academy, the Motion Picture Academy, the Emmys, a lot of the Grammys, all of them have had to do over the last few years. Well, they've had to, people have called them out and they've had to kind of overhaul their process.
Yep.
They've had to get more people involved who provide a more diverse perspective than the one they traditionally had. So it's no surprise to me that this would be very similar to that. Um, and yeah, if for a period of time, an extended period of time, however many years, they were only inducting rock people, it's definitely going to be skewed, right? Because there's going to be an imbalance of how many, hip hop, R&B, maybe even some of the pop stars. There's going to be we would have to like actually go back and look at all of the people that are inducted into the Hall of Fame to really take a good look and see how diverse it is. Um,
Hmm.
but no, I totally understand what you're saying, and I think you make a very important point. Um, I don't think it stops every artist from, you know, wanting it or uh, being excited about it. I think it still means something, as I said before. So, I don't know. I just feel like, okay, it's a good thing. Like it's not something I'm counting on. Like I'm never gonna have a conversation where you're gonna hear me say, well, this person's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so they don't matter, or it's never that. I just
Right.
always I'm just always excited when artists that I believe in, artists that I've supported get their flowers in whatever way they get them. So that's where I'm at with it. But I think I was just shocked. I said Mariah Carey had to wait.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, it's always weird to me. I totally agree with you that it's weird, Mariah. You would hear a name like Mariah Carey and be like, Mariah's not in there?
Because there's
And
some
it's
people on
really
that list that I'm sure a lot of us would say Mariah should have been there first.
right. And first is what always is weird to me about this conversation,
Right.
because they don't go in
Yes.
chronological order
Of
of when your album came out or whatever. Like, I'm not hating on Hove for being in there. I was very excited for him, to get this. And LL when they were both there last year. I believe it was last year. But even that, look at, LL's first album came out in like 87.
yeah.
It been a lot longer than 25 years for LL.
Right.
And Jay-Z got on there on like year 26. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really weird to me how they do this.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm pointing out.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's not that I'm saying we shouldn't be excited for artists. As fans, let's keep it real. We're excited anytime something good happens for the people we're fans of. My conversation is more about the amount of value that we give these awards,
Mhm.
the amount of importance that we give these awards, because we keep hearing about all of these awards and the industry politics and the business side of these awards. But what we're not hearing about is the other side, right? So yeah, places like the Grammys have been called to the carpet. You gave a list of awards that have been called to the carpet, but there's others that haven't. And even those who have been called to the carpet, they still play games too. You know what I'm saying? Like, on our other show that we used to do, we had a whole like hour-long conversation about the industry politics and the games you have to play to even get in, to even get nominated. I almost said inducted. To even get nominated to get a Grammy. And we spoke about SZA and the problems that she had, even though she jumped through all the hoops, and how her manager went on a podcast and broke it down and expressed their frustration because it's such an extensive process to still not even really be recognized. So that's the thing that I think is more important. And that's why I kind of am long-winded and harp on these award things, because I just think that we want to be validated. And I think we put so much weight and pressure on artists for these awards
Mhm.
that it's really unfair and not realistic. I do understand, to be fair, I understand that there are awards that the artists benefit from financially,
Mhm.
i.e., the Grammys, the Oscars. There are benefits for an artist who is one nominated and two wins the award, right? But even that to me is fucked up
Yeah. Well,
because again, some of the artists look at the. I mean, Nicki has constantly spoke about, and I'm not the biggest Nicki fan, but it's foul that Nicki has to keep going through this
yeah.
when she's out here breaking records.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, a woman who's been here 20 years.
Mhm. No,
What?
I
Why,
agree.
why are we? Why is Nicki not recognized as one of the top in the field?
Yeah. No,
Meanwhile, I'm not going to say names, but there's not other artists who are winning awards, and it's like, wait a minute, how you got an award and Nicki did?
you're absolutely right.
So that's why this becomes a long conversation for me. As something I feel very specific about, especially as someone who does create music, I just feel like people are not recognized and the way they should be. And these award shows, which as we keep seeing, are businesses,
Mhm.
they have agendas, they have relationships, and their process really is not to benefit the artists the way that you would think when you hear these things.
Yeah. I think that's fun. I think some of these spaces probably started out with that sentiment. Um, but over time, you know, yes, it's a business. It's lucrative. These are the biggest stars in the world. And so, of course, you can make money off of them. You can monetize it. Look, you can watch the Hall of Fame ceremony now on television. They stream it, I think, on Max.
Mm.
So it's a very boring ceremony, by the way. I tried to watch it last year, but and there are performances and things. It's just really long, and there's like a lot of speeches, and so maybe it's something we didn't need to see, but it's a way to monetize it, right? Like
Of
being able to
course.
put it somewhere where the masses can see it. You know, there's a return on that investment. So I think, yeah, I think you make a lot of good points, and um, I just want to see my faves get their flowers at the end of the day. That's where I'm at with it. Um, and you know where else I'm at?
Where you at?
At the end of this episode.
I knew you were gonna say that. As soon as you said, and I said she about to call it quits.
Well, this was supposed to be a 25-minute episode, and we're at minute 33. So I think we could wrap it up here, and then tomorrow we cover, Kanye and porn.
Kind. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. This was Weeknights. We will see you tomorrow.
Bye.